How's everyone doing here today? And today I wanted to talk about a January 6th rioter who has recently passed away. His name was George Meekum, 22 years old, from Utah. Pardon me if I'm mispronouncing his name. And that it looks like it might be a suicide, but it's unclear yet. It's still being investigated. But his death occurred like 2 weeks after he was recently arraigned for his participation in the riot. I don't know the specific charges, other than, he's now deceased and it's being looked into. But of course this hasn't stopped people from the right, trying to pin the blame, of course, and all the conspiracy theories are now coming out. And one in particular was Marjorie Taylor Greene, of course, the batshit crazy woman to the right from Georgia. She says it was Joe Biden's fault. Okay, assuming it wasn't a suicide, which again, we don't know. I don't want to speculate on that and, fuel gossip. But how would that be Biden's fault? Okay? His participation in January 6th was his own doings, going by the marching orders of someone else in particular, and it wasn't Joe Biden. But of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she has to lie, she has to, spread gossip, gaslight, and get her base all riled up and everything. And that's pretty much par for the course. Lately, I don't like to talk about her because all she does is says something stupid. She never has anything intelligent to say. But I will say this: Georgia, are you still proud? Is your golden girl? Has she worked out for you the way you want? Because put it this way, all she does is gaslight. All she does is lie. She votes against bills that could potentially help America, including people in Georgia. But do you guys recognize that? I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But if you don't, you certainly need to pay attention, okay? Because in the end, it's clearly obvious she is not there for the American people. Mosquitoes. She is only there for herself. She wants to suck up to her dear Donald and, hopefully one day have a chance at the vice presidency. That's not going to happen, Marjorie, all right? One, I don't think he's going to pick you because you'd be a liability. Two, if some miracle, he'll get through the primaries, of course, from what it looks like. I could be wrong, but it more than looks like he's going to get that. Will he win in the election? No, I seriously doubt that, because most of the country still doesn't want him, because they don't want a criminal president. And Biden may not be the best of choices, but he's far better than Donald Trump will ever be, because unlike Trump, who has no policies to go on, just cultural issues to complain about and gaslight on, Biden at least has some accomplishments, which in the long run weighs more in than petty, made-up cultural issues, which is the only thing that you're about. I'll tell you what, Marjorie, since you're so concerned about it, I still think you should be held accountable for that. Why you haven't been is beyond me. I'm not a legal expert, but from what it looks like, I think you played a considerable role in January 6th, and you should be held accountable. And imagine that, throwing her in jail with the other domestic terrorists that she feels are victims. I'm not buying into Antifa, that's a hoax. It wasn't Black Lives Matter, no. It was Trump supporters who got egged on to doing something foolish, which is something else I have complained to you guys on. Like, why you consistently throw your lives away for people like Donald Trump, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who don't put themselves at risk, who simply get you to do the dirty work for them, and then when you ask to face accountability, they do nothing. Marjorie Taylor Greene will occasionally speak out on you and use you as a means, to gaslight, but deep down, she doesn't care about you. And that's pretty obvious at this point. If you haven't figured that out yet, you're seriously not paying attention. Marjorie Taylor Greene, we could charge you with some crime, hopefully, throw you in prison, and then you can keep track of your domestic terrorism and tell them how sorry you are and play the victim and say, we were just trying to take our country back, because we don't believe in free and fair elections. We want fascism. I'm sure they'll be very excited to hear what you have to say. What I would love to do is put her in a room with some of the Capitol Guards, some of the families of the Capitol Police that have died, and let me be clear, not for the sake of seeing violence, not for them to tune her up, but so she can spiel some of that nonsense to them. How it wasn't an insurrection, throw whatever lies they want and just watch them verbally rip her to pieces, which they would do, all right? She's got nothing solid to go by. Again, like I said, Georgia, why don't you vote her out You didn't vote her out when you had the chance. I hope moving forward, when the next opportunity comes, you'll do just that. Because in the end, damn this mosquito, she's got nothing good for you. If anything, she's voted against policies, like I said, that could have benefited you. So, again, she doesn't care about country. She's not a patriot. Okay? She is a fascist only looking out for herself. And it's about time you just accept that and take responsibility for that and get rid of her when you have the chance. Okay? Or at the very least, before then, somebody hold her accountable and see to it that she's brought up on charges. Okay? Strip her of her title. Get her out of Congress. Because she's not doing anything for us, nor will she ever. Anyway, I really hope you understand. Thank you for watching.